Oh shit! Already. Damn! I already got a problem. What I do? That's crazy. Oh, that is crazy. Oh my god.
One of my very
Oh my god.
Welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. It's Friday night, so it must be Friday Night Live on YouTube.
Hey, welcome to Transparent Conversations, Quick Takes. This is your boy CPJR, and this is episode 97 of the podcast. So this is not the Transparent Conversations. It's not Friday night, not Friday Night Live. This is the Quick Takes. And tonight we're going to talk about, we have a black celebrity problem. This is your boy CPJR. If you know me and CPJR, if you feel me, and I don't know, the melancholy guy sometimes. And welcome back. So this isn't my normal podcast. Normally I do Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges, but right now, based on everything that's going on, I decided to do something different. Everything that's going on out in the politics, the celebrity spaces, and everything that's going on in politics and our government. I still wanted to add my voice to it. Like I said before, right now, a couple weeks ago, I got really depressed about what's going on and how I'm feeling. And how am I feeling? Yeah, I got depressed about everything that's going on because basically, I'm caught up in the whole current situation with this impending recession. I had a job offer rescinded back in April after waiting a month, and it was a government contract, and basically now I'm part of the unemployed out here. So still looking every day, of course, but I still want to chime in and talk about the current state of politics. Started this last week. This will be actually the second episode of Quick Takes. And last week I talked about basically we have fascism in this country. It's you know what? I thought it was going to be bad, but I never thought it would get this bad. So our government is basically against us right now. So we have to just, keep doing the best we can. So right now, I'm going to talk about, so basically what I'm doing right now is basically showing videos and talking about those videos, giving my reaction and some of the current news that's going on. So I think 2 days ago, they were working on the big, beautiful, the bill that's going to really try to solidify their position. All this stuff is outlined in 2025. I found out there's a place you actually can go and see, they're ticking off online what parts of Project 2025 that have been implemented. They do not care. They believe that ever since Barack Obama won, that it's a wrap for them, and the only thing they can do in order to stay in the demographically with everything that's happening with the population, they're gonna be a minority. So of course, if you're used to everything about your life being centered around you and everybody basically looking to you for guidance and everything like that, it's being if you're a real leader, you know how to lead. You basically don't lead from the front. You can lead from the front, you can lead from the back. I don't know. Basically, if you're a real leader, you're gonna look out for your people. So they don't want to lead. They want to dictate. So that's where we are right now. So with everything they're doing right now is basically to make sure that if they lose the numbers, then they can do it through sheer authoritarianism or fascism. I can't say authoritarianism. Author. That's the word, right? They want to do it through authoritarianism or just control, dictatorship. So that's what's happening right now. They've implemented this plan. Never thought we'd be here. I think Gen X, as someone who was in Gen X, I think we were really spoiled. We had the moral majority. We had the right. We had New Gingrich. We had all the contracts and all that kind of stuff going on. And they were constantly trying to implement what they're implementing now. They didn't have the numbers, and we had it good. I mean, we had a really good economy. Like I've probably, this won't be the first recession that I've gone through, but I've always been employed. You know what I'm saying? I've never, even back when, right before Barack Obama became president and the whole economy collapsed due to Republican policies again. I was employed then, and I'm like, okay, this is rough, but I didn't feel it. You know what I mean? I didn't feel it other than just being afraid like everyone else. Like, the economy froze in my mind, but in my mind, you know, in housing collapse. I didn't own a house, didn't buy a house at that time. I did participate in buying a house, but that was through someone else. It was a whole deal, but I basically wasn't on the deed and didn't have to really worry about it. But the principles of that house were sound, right? Some other friends bought houses with those ninja loans. You know what I'm saying? Just if you have breath. And we want to refinance, put my name on the house. I just said, nah, we want to do that because of the relationship. It wasn't time for that relationship to transition into something more permanent. And yeah. So a lot of people lost their houses back then. A lot lost their houses, lost their money. The whole economy crashed. Banks crashed. They had to bail out. It was just a mess. And here we go again. So ever since then Barack Obama became president, and now here we are again, about to go through a similar situation. Where the economy could possibly collapse based on what I'm seeing with the this bill, the bill that's being pitched or about to be passed. They're fighting it, but it looks like, in my opinion, it probably will pass. If not today, they're trying to pass it before the 4th of July. If it doesn't pass today, then it will pass after the 4th, but it will pass. And it's going to be It's going to be devastating. I don't care what they tell you. And here it is, this thing. You only find a few Republicans that are still cheering this thing on. They know it's going to be devastating, and they're scared to do anything about it. And then it's just going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I mean, even with the mass deportation going on right now. Like I said before, they're money motivated. It's a cash grab. I'm gonna go to the videos later, but we saw that we saw the alligator Alcatraz, this supposedly deportation center. Here's the thing about deportations, right? The habeas corpus, they have to, if they grab you off the street, right, they're supposed to give you a court date and you're supposed to report. For the most people, for the most part, for some asylum issue, most people aren't here illegal. So most people are going through their process. The process could take time because there's not enough immigration judges. So under normal circumstances, even under Biden and Obama or the first Trump administration, they catch you, or you're under asylum. You have to see immigration judge. You went through the process, right? So they let you out back in the population. You go in the population, you get a job, you start building a life, right? You're paying taxes, you're being productive, right? But now, under this regime that we have now and the hate from Stephen Miller, they basically decided that we need to lock all these people up. For the premise, the first premise was we're under siege. Because there's so many criminals. They're raping and pillaging. They said the same thing about black people, by the way, right? Same thing about us. So they're raping and pillaging. So we need to lock all these people up to get them out of here. At first, they were going to try to ship people to other places. They shut that down because habeas corpus, due process, but they weren't going to send everybody out away anyway because there's money to be made. So in detentions, right? So detention centers, and we have people. I don't know if you don't really pay attention, and you pay attention to mainstream media, you haven't heard these things, but they had people bragging before the election. They knew they were going to make millions because of the detention centers, right? Detention center. So this alligator Alcatraz that they built down there in Florida, it doesn't look comfortable. There's no bathrooms. There's just tents with cages with bunk beds, and the cages are locked. I don't see they have bathrooms in those cages, so I don't know where people are supposed to go to the bathroom. We already know people have died, and this is in Florida. This is in Florida in the swamps. So the heat, you already know people are gonna die. There's already pictures, and I don't have a video of this, but I may have a video next week. I don't know how I'm gonna be led. I let the spirit move me to what I'm gonna talk about and show. So let's talk about the detention centers, and one's already flooding, or they're already flooding, and they have merchandise. They're monetizing. So here's the thing about this monetizing thing. I think Hitler missed out on some money, because basically if they can monetize what's happening there, alligator Alcatraz, then he could have monetized what he was doing. Because the cruelty is cruelty, right? For whatever sake it is. The system that was in place that were to let people go, and people were reporting to court as they were supposed to, was working, right? People were being deported under previous presidents as it's supposed to. There was a timing. But because of the hate that's currently out there and currently in the White House on staff, I'm not gonna call the name again, Stephen Miller, that they're and Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, they are really pressing to get these people locked up. They're all gonna make money off this. I don't have any proof of it other than who paid for alligator Alcatraz, and they talking about we need to open up these, and they're just celebrating that. Just celebrating it. And I don't. If you're in this country and you're under asylum or TPS or something like that, temporary protected status, you're here legally, right? They tell you go report to court on these days, work, make yourself productive, you're fine. You get a tax ID number, social security number, you can go to work. Take care of your family, send the money back home, all the type of things. All of a sudden, that's not good. We need to get these people out of the country. So the GDP is already going to go down, right? So we're already heading into recession. What is it? 33,000. They expected to add 100,000 jobs to the economy. We lost 33,000. Microsoft laying off another 9,000. It's just it's a bloodbath, and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it gets better, especially if this bill passes. And the number of people who don't know what's in the bill, it's just it's amazing that if you don't, like I said, I don't know what regular people know because I don't watch mainstream media, right? But I tell you one thing I do know is that a lot of people don't actually know what's going on. And I'm gonna talk about one incident that happened in my life about voting, and it's a red flag. I was triggered. Somebody who, people came to my inbox, young lady. We were talking, and everything's going good. We got a lot of things in common. We had to be honest about what's going on in each other's lives, and then slowly but surely, I forgot to ask, who'd you vote for? Because I normally ask that, because I can't vote for a Nazi. I can't be around a Nazi or somebody who will vote for a Nazi. So, or fascist, or anybody that doesn't like freedom or that can't love. Anybody who don't leave with love. She leaves with love. Spiritual. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful person. From the E&M community, of course. So anyway, so when this person, when I asked that question, she answered it honestly. She said, well, honestly, I need to tell you, and I probably should read it verbatim. I should read it verbatim. Yeah, I'm going to read it. Let me find a device. Just want to read the response verbatim because it kind of threw me because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the response because she joked about it at first. Like the first joke was, I voted for. I voted for. What you doing? I voted for Trump, little Joe, haha. But then her next message was, I'll read as follows. I don't think I'm approaching the confidentiality because I don't know who this is. So honest again, I never voted once in my life. So never voted. Right? Never voted. And then the reason. Like I said, I should have been. I'm gonna read it first. Honest again, I've never voted once in my life. I don't have faith in the government. Absolutely no trust in the system, based on systemic racism. It's never been about us, the people. It's never been about us, people. If I were to be a voter, I would have voted for Kamala 1,000 times, which is good, right? You would have voted for Kamala. We could have used your help, but that's good. She's in a blue state, yeah, very blue state, and which is still good, right? It's a lot of good things from this young lady. But then so for me, when somebody tells me they don't vote, I automatically get triggered, right? I normally, like I said, my old days, I block, move on, when I thought about it. But then I respond, we can't continue this conversation anymore because I don't see any point of, I can't be with somebody that don't vote, right? So me, when I first put it out there, it seemed a little, I had an issue with it in my mind. So I did go to, I posted it on my page, Facebook, people didn't respond. Then I posted it in the group. Like I said, my community, E&M community, Poly Black and Dating. So, like I said, I posted it there because there was a lot of thoughtful people, very intelligent, advanced degrees, very, very thoughtful people. I got a lot of feedback. A lot of people agree with me. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. A lot of people agree with me. It's a red flag. Then there was some very, very, very thoughtful people that I admire. One person was Feminista Jones, and if you know her, if you don't know her, she's online. I know her. I don't know if she knows me, but we were in the same community. I think I did meet her one time before in person. I don't know. Anyway, so her response really got me to thinking about. It was not a red flag to her because of basically the way the system is rigged. She could understand why someone would not vote or not have ever voted based on the system and based on whatever experience they've had. And then then the other response was based on no, then it was like, what else do they do? Like, what do they do for the community, and things like that? Do they do anything else that's, community motivated? I couldn't answer none of those questions. I didn't ask because basically when you said no vote, I was triggered, and automatically to me it was a red flag. Even though, and some other people had some similar responses. How it seems like you should seek more information, and then I started feeling, I started feeling a little, bad about it. I didn't say space. What I'm saying, I've got some things in me. I'm definitely probably I've been red flagged from people before, which was okay. What I'm saying, I don't get hurt from it. I'm like, okay, well, that's your truth. But I did feel bad because I didn't give it. This wasn't anything that was detrimental. But then again, based on who I am, we're gonna talk about politics. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are definitely gonna talk about politics. Politics are something that I talk about all the time. So, just based on just that, and I had already gave my response. My initial after reading everything that I read was like, oh damn, I should have just yellow flagged it. Sought more information, gave her some grace, gave space for her to really talk about what brought her to this place, and then really find out where it sat in her life. But because of what we're going through right now, if you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, I see you as an enemy of the state. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't vote and you voted for 47, to me right now, all that's happening is on you. But then again, I have to really sit back and think about, based on the performance of the Democrats of the last few election cycles, a lot of this sits on their shoulders, right? Because based on how they're doing, even right now, and I'm going to go into this, based on even what they're doing right now with Madani, what's his name? Madami? I keep mispronouncing his name. Zohran Madami, the person who won the primary in New York and is going to be the New York candidate for mayor. Based on how they're doing him right now, there's a problem. He basically ran the same campaign as Bernie ran when Bernie was about to win the election, the Democratic nomination for president. The established Democrats thought that he's too far, and they did some hocus pocus, and then Hillary won. I believe Hillary was qualified to do the job. I have no problem with her winning the primary, and as the Democratic nominee, I voted for her. But then a lot of people were upset with that, and they went third party. So the Democrats keep doing things to themselves, not listening to their constituency. If their constituency wants somebody like Madami or Bernie Sanders to win and it's not mainstream, you have to let that man run. You can't just keep disregarding people, keep losing, and then keep expecting people to follow you, right? Nobody's going to keep following losers. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen because you're not listening to them, right? You lead with good ideas. You don't lead with being a dictator. It's the same thing, if you ask me. So anyway, and all right. So let me go ahead and play this first video. We're gonna do a little comedy first. Disclaimer as always. I know my truth. I walk in my truth, and I always know if somebody's trying to pull me from my truth. I suspect that you know the same thing. You know who I am, and you know I'm irreverent. Your feelings, fuck your feelings, right? Okay. Okay, so that, you know what, and I'm also thinking that maybe I say that young lady some trouble because, you know what I'm saying, sometimes I'm not a nice person. I want to be as nice, but I'm not. So let's go to video 1. It's a joke. It's not really anything serious, but you know I'm a spiritual agnostic, right? And I know the Bible. I studied the Bible, so let it go.
One of my very Catholic cousins asked me one time, Danny, does it bother you at all that Paul's letter to the Corinthians says you're not supposed to be queer? And I was like, no. I'm not a Corinthian. Like, why are you reading other people's mail and then obeying it?
Words matter.
And why is Paul writing letters to entire cultures? If one of your relatives did that, you'd put them somewhere, man. Hey, Graham, what are you doing? I just tell her the Japanese not to be gay.
So I'm writing a letter to the Japanese, stop being gay. So anyway, wait, Japanese? Yeah, Japanese. To the let's look at the ninjas. I'm writing a letter to the ninjas. Y'all need to stop that. I really love you. So that joke was like really very relevant, irreverent. I never really thought about that though. They're all the epistles, letters to. There was actually the church in Corinth, telling them he was giving them his opinion on. On I don't know chapter and verse. Don't even want to know it. Don't really care about it. But basically, somebody tell you something like that, think about it. Basically, I always say this, right? If I don't really know too many places. I know where it says man will lay with man, right? That's a big deal. I heard it in the Bible growing up all the time. You know, man will lay with man. That's when we're in the last days, and I'm not even sure that's a thing. I don't really know what the point is, or why Christianity is has such a thing about what happens in people's bedrooms. And when we read those letters to those churches, to those particular people, I think it was Paul. If this even happened, was writing to a specific situation in some church. I don't know what it was, but That makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I am putting myself in someone's business, right? And then someone's business is not my business. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how did that benefit them? I don't know how it benefits you to be upset about who someone sleeps with. I don't know how it benefits your life to worry about who other people are sleeping with. I don't know. So take it for what it's worth. That was a joke. That's to get us started. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the second video. So the main subject of this pod tonight is the black celebrity problem. So today we learned that P. Diddy, whatever his name is, Puffy Sean John Combs, was convicted on 2 counts or 4 counts of basically sexual trafficking, the whole prostitution thing, buying sex, transporting people, flying people out. So be careful. This is a real serious thing too. If you guys, I see it all the time about it's in the music everywhere about flying people out for sex. And I know that celebrities always say, like, I'm gonna fly you out, and the first thing we're gonna do is go shopping, and then we're gonna go to the hotel, hook up. But you can't go to the hotel first; you gotta go shopping first. It sounds like prostitution, and they always say it ain't tricking if you got all that kind of stuff. I traveled to see people. People traveled to see me here. It wasn't about going to shopping first; it was about us making a relationship building. So. Flying to see people just for sex and prostitution. If you have a lot of money and you do that, you probably are participating. You're on the edge. You're on the edge. Yeah, there's a little escort going on, a little prostitution. There's a little fair exchange going on. I don't have a problem with fair exchange as long as it's consensual. But just know what it is. Just know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let me if you okay. So let's break this down, right? If you go because I've had people visit me. I've paid for plane tickets, but it was the people to visit. It was a visit. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an exchange. You know what I'm saying? So if you have to fly somebody out, right, and there's money on the table, or a shopping trip, or a Rolex, or something like that, it's expected. Take it for what it is. And I've had people. There was a joke today about somebody who said that, and they said, "Oh, I flew you out, blah blah," and then we went shopping. And I'm like, okay, and they call themselves a player. Oh, that was prostitution. And then, you know, the response for some women are, yo, it ain't tricking if you got it. You know, only broke people think it's tricking or tricking. No, it's tricking. It's not either or. It's tricking. It was a fair exchange. It's tricking. Try not having that trip or that shopping thing. See what happened. And there's also a meme online about. I saw just a couple of days ago this week though about a guy who flew a woman in and went to pick her up, and she was saying that he's a little shorter. It's supposed to be like a skit, I think. It was supposed to be real, but she got into town. The guy was like, "Yeah, we can go to the hotel," and she like, "Oh no, we gotta go shopping first." And she's like, "No, we're not going shopping first. What you talking about? I didn't say anything about shopping." And she got mad, and they were at the airport. And dude with the car, he said he drove the car right back in, with the car right back around, and took her luggage right back out the car and left her at the airport. Why? Because she was expecting to go shopping, and the shopping wasn't going to be part of the deal. She wasn't get her payment, so you know what we went to the hotel for. So that's not tricking. That's tricking. That's a fair exchange. But I have no problem with the fair exchange. But don't be playing it. Don't be thinking that it's not. That's the thing I'm talking about. And I don't care if you got a lot of money or not. If you're leading with money, you're tricking. All right. And so let's talk about Sean Diddy Combs. That's what he got convicted of. He got convicted of buying tickets, paying for sex, and then watching people have sex. All of it's just too much. And I'm an ex-swinger. I'm an open advocate for open sex. I'm an advocate for swinging, advocate for open love, NSA sex. I'm an advocate for all that. I'm an advocate for sex work. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. Do what works for you. Make sure it's consensual. But and this the Mann Act, that's the whole thing we got to think about buying people and transporting people. That's because they want white women being transported across state lines, or women being transported across state lines. So in order to do that, it's not your husband, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so that's what I think I'm in the wrong place. Oh, I think that's what he got convicted of, right? He didn't get convicted of the RICO. And the reason that's a problem, right? So he'll be in jail for maybe, 5-10 years, something like that. That's not the real problem. The real problem with that, though, isn't the fact that he only got convicted of the sex crime. The other crimes of the coercion, the blowing up the pig, the beating up women, all that kind of stuff is involving his staff into setting up the rooms and buying the drugs and giving people the drugs and all that kind of stuff. All that's done. So the message, I think that's, for me, the message that was sent out is they didn't really care about beating up women, right? Or coercing women, because they figured that since Cassie got paid her money, and for the tape that came up for her getting beating, that she wanted to be there. No, we're not doing that. That would have got him in jail for a million years. So maybe they did overreach. Maybe charging him with RICO, life sentence. That may have been overreach. They may have been able to break it down a little bit more, make it not as complicated. To me, it was RICO. It was a slam dunk. Because basically, these women did not want to be there. They didn't want to do what they kept. They didn't want to do. They said it over and over again. Love is something else, right? Love can make you do things you don't want to do. Money can make you do things you don't want to do. The fear of losing that money can make you do things you don't want to do. And that was the deal, right? If they didn't keep doing what they were supposed to be doing, which was these free calls, which is having sex with other men multiple hours and multiple times doing these sessions, it would have been detrimental to them. They were beaten. We saw Cassie get beat when she tried to leave that hotel. So there was some RICO, there was some danger, and the fact that that whole thing got thrown out, either the prosecution messed up or they just didn't care about that part because they figured, well, they got paid, right? So basically, as long as people were compensated well, which is what I guess the jury thought, everybody got paid, so that's illegal. We'll lock them up for that. We won't really go into the whole coercion, the crime of going to people's houses, tearing up Kid Cudi, tearing up people, that kind of stuff. That's not going to be dealt with. So that's what I'm saying. We got a when I say a black celebrity problem, is that this is one case. So this is influential. This guy was influential, right? Remember Rock the Vote, I think it was, and he's mixed in with the president for that whole campaign. And he was definitely involved. He was definitely a gatekeeper. He's definitely someone that people looked up to. And something that we looked up to in the black community. And he's basically a criminal. And people were celebrating today. There's many videos online. I don't have any. I don't want to see any. But on my channel. But they were out there putting on. People desperate to go viral. And it's a thing, right? Like, what I'm saying? This whole, like, we got our own channels. We can do our own thing. We set up studios in our houses. It's tempting in order to go viral, right? You want clicks. When you do this stuff, I look at it, right? I use all the tools in the books in order to get views. I try to go too far, and I try to be have some substance. Like I said, this is different. This is not what I'm normally going to continue to do. But my other podcast, I say, like, I need to be in a different state of mind, a different trajectory in order to keep doing that one. This one's easy for me. I could do this, like, I knock out the videos in a minute, and I can just, set them up, and just so to keep my channel going and keep my content going and keep me in practice. Because basically, when I stop doing this and I come back, I have to, get myself together, because it's nerve-wracking, right? I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say. Right now, I'm very relaxed, and I'm not elevated. I don't even say that. That light should tell you. I told you, if you watch the regular podcast, you already know that light's blue. That should let you know the status of the elevation. If it's blue, not elevated. If it's green, and then the other light on too, the lava lamp, the rock salt lamp, we elevated. We not elevated. So anyway, So let's go on to the first video we're going to talk about. So this thing what I'm talking about is that the fact that these celebrities also, as they go up, they're going to a different tax bracket, they're getting around different friends. They may do things for our community. They may donate to HBCUs, help people out, set up foundations and all this stuff, but they are not like us. They also identify with white people. So when they go, especially this last time, Chrisette Michele, after the first election, she accepted the invitation and probably a fee to be at the inauguration for the 45, and we canceled her. That it destroyed her career. I don't think she never recovered. Right? But this last time we had, I think, Nelly, Snoop. They went and did some events, took a check, and they don't care. We didn't cancel them because they don't care. Right? Snoop is hot. You're never gonna cancel Snoop. Nelly on the fence. Nelly got some issues. So I'm gonna play this video right now.
Look, I was gonna leave it alone, but I changed my mind. So Nelly thinks it's cute to come for Kamala in the Shade Room comments, attacking this black woman unwarrantedly, coming for her children, coming for her husband, while also self-proclaiming to be a paragon for the black community because he wants to justify the fact that he performed for a white supremacist, a white nationalist, the same white nationalist that's rolling back DEI initiatives, the same white nationalist that's banning black books and erasing black history, the same white nationalist right now pushing for the Senate to pass a bill that's going to get black women and children killed. So let me profess and attest that nothing Nelly performed for a felony that's going to kick a whole lot of black people off of their Medicaid. Somebody get this man a Band-Aid because I'm about to verbally abuse you. And I promise I'm going to stay on substance since you know so much about it. For somebody who's been arrested for simple possession, I thought you would know a little bit about reentry. You claimed that she was a prosecutor that arrested black men. Well, on the contrary, sir, she was the person who created the first in the nation reentry program to get low-level offenders like yourself out of jail. And I just find it so ignorant and interesting that you want to sit here and keep bringing up her white husband. Well, who the hell are you, pussy police? Last time your ass paid pussy police, your ass had sexual assault allegations, not once, not twice, but thrice. And because we cite our sources over here, according to the NPR, you was backstage in the UK trying to grab a lady by the pussy. No wonder you wanted to perform for Felon 47, because you know alleged sexual assaulters of a feather flock together. And I know what you're thinking, well, he wasn't convicted. Well, this was a civil case, babes. Settling out of court doesn't mean that you're innocent. And I seen your little list of things that you've done for the black community. It's cute, but there's no comparison to what Kamala Harris has done for our community. You said you're giving the HBCUs. Have you given $17 billion? You ain't even worth one of them. How many black men did you get out of prison? Because I can name the ones that Kamala has. You said you paid for people's tuition. Kamala Harris canceled over $187 billion worth of student loan forgiveness under the Biden-Harris administration. Bitch, can you clear a check like that?
Let's put our differences aside for a day of charity. I'd like to see you match me. We'll write it together.
When HBCU students were being threatened with bombs, did you step in like Kamala Harris to help out? How many black children did you lift out of poverty? Because I can give you a statistic that shows that Kamala did. It ain't about who you married to, it's what you do for the community, and she's been tried and true to ours.
What she do for the community, right? That's basically that's what I'm talking about. The reason I'm doing this right now is because of what's happening, right? We gotta pay attention to what's happening. Keep your eye on the game. So right now, basically, they're setting us up for another crash, real bad, right? Real bad. So this whole thing about the bill, if it passes, and I'm not gonna talk about Nelly anymore. He married Ashanti. Ashanti's our girl. Basically, I'm in that age range where when she was doing the run, when she had her run, with at the same time Ja Rule had the run, that was music to us, right? That was she was big, and I'm happy for her and him. They're together. They have a baby. We'll see. There's a certain arrogance that comes to people when you have a lot of money for a long time, and he's been on for a long time. And the fact that to attack Kamala Harris is just telling of who he is and not do research. So everything I talk about, everything, like I said, all these videos, it will be in the show notes, where you can see them and where you can learn about them. I credit them with their videos. It's something that I did. I credit them, and everything that everything that I put up here and talk about, I research. So when I say that is because if you like I said before, like I said on the my other podcast on the Elevated Exchanges. So basically, when you look at the current crop of big podcasts, the people that got the big bags, and they got money, They don't talk about nothing that's going on. They don't talk about the mass deportations. They don't talk about the riots. They don't talk about anything. In their world, everything is beautiful. They don't talk about the recession that's coming. All they talk about is their drama and what's entertaining. They know how to get people, distract people, and attract eyes. They don't talk about it. So what I'm telling you is the things that they endorse may be helping the what's coming. The crypto, this whole crypto thing, right? The crypto thing. I've heard, right, that they may try to, and I heard this today, they want Fannie Mae looking taking crypto for housing. Housing is the biggest investment for most people. And if they can start buying, so let me just game this out, right? So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, whoever starts accepting crypto as currency, right? So let's say they buy your house, they buy a house for crypto, which is worth nothing. Crypto is not real, by the way. Do your research. Crypto is made up. So people that make money off crypto is people that either they develop a coin, set up a coin, do the exchange for the coin, and then make money off the speculation. So if you like Bitcoin, if you'd have bought Bitcoin's worth what, like $900,000 or something like that, $9,000. It's worth a lot. I forget the exact amount, but it ain't worth $1. It's worth $1. But you can't buy nothing with crypto, right? You could say you could set up on an exchange to get something for someone for a value, but in order to really use crypto, you have to exchange that crypto for dollars, right? Whatever they say it's worth. I think it's $90,000. I don't know. Do I need to know? No, I don't. So, and then you have stable coins, all this type of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you need. If you want to know about crypto, look it up. But it's not. You can't hold one. It's not in the ground. It don't serve any scientific value. It is a derived value from something else. And the only way it means anything is that you can exchange that thing, that ones and zeros on someone's ledger for real dollars. Right? And we all agree to what that value is. The dollar is backed on if you know about the dollar, it's fiat currency, is backed by our economy. Right? And everybody has faith in that, right? But what's happening is they're blowing up the debt with this bill that's gonna add so much more money to the debt. They have to sell that debt. They may not be able to sell it because the people that normally buy the debt, other countries, Trump keeps attacking them with this whole trade war deal, right? So if you can't sell the debt, right, the value of the dollar falls down, and the value of the dollar crashes. It ain't worth nothing. We're back on the barter system, or we like going through austerity measures. It's gonna be ugly. Just look at some countries in South America. It'll be ugly to the point where bread lines. The thought of it is just crazy to even think about. So that's gonna happen. So the play. So here's the play, right? Why not sell the debt to crypto? Why not sell the debt to crypto? Why not just turn the money into crypto? Because crypto, it's worth money. So you need some money, right? United States needs some money. Let me loan you or give you some of my crypto. You give me your bonds, right? And then, then you got dollars. But you don't have no real dollars. You got crypto. Crypto ain't worth nothing. Crypto could crash tomorrow. Now, the reason I say that is because people keep coming up with coins, right? We got Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaquille O'Neal just settled $1.8 million settlement for some crypto that he had, or a crypto exchange he had that crashed, right? So if you're savvy, you're some entrepreneur of whatever race, you decide, hey, I want to sell this crypto, right? I need to get a spokesman. Let me go get Nas to be a spokesman for this crypto. Nas don't sell crypto, I know the dude, but he does investments. But so I get him to endorse it, right? Because you trust him, right? It's Nas. You trust him. They trust the Shaq. You trust him. You trust Diddy. You trust him. Everybody, did he got money? He'll come out. Did he make money? Everybody go in. So I'm selling the Bebop corn, right? So you buy the Bebop corn, it's worth $1 when it goes. Then all of a sudden it goes up. It's speculation. It ain't based on nothing. But then really, it crashes. Right, the Trump coin, his meme coin crashed. They call it meme coin. His meme coin crashed because it's not real, right? Only the people that make money is same as stock market. People that make money is when it initially is issued, or to make money on the exchange for the fees. That's what Trump is doing right now. So what I'm saying is, these people don't really have our best interests at heart, right? They don't, because when you get to a certain point, you're making so much money, you don't want to lose it, right? You want to keep making that money. You're privileged, right? Nobody want to go back to the hood. Nobody wants to go back to the hood. Nobody wants to go back to driving hoopties. Nobody wants to be the embarrassment, everything. You live a soft life, you want to keep continuing living a soft life. So if somebody comes to you with a money-making idea, right? Only a few people will get hurt, or you just too dumb to do the research, and you present it to your people, and you think it's a good deal, you're going to take it, right? And then you're going to be hurt. So some of it may be intentional, some of it may not be intentional. So anybody at this point that's talking bad about Kamala, at this point, they don't do the research. So you really can't trust them. You shouldn't trust them. But it's your decision. You're grown. All right, let's go to video number 2. The second celebrity. So we're gonna go to New York again. Talk about Madami. So Madami's being attacked, right? He's the like I said, he's gonna be the Democratic candidate for mayor. Full stop. He won, right? Cuomo lost. Cuomo may go independent, split the vote, and then give it to a Republican. It's gonna be a mess. Madami is taking all type of hits because he's Muslim. He said some things against that place, anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic. People who I respect on TV are talking about they're scared. I heard there's a video of something. I don't have the video. I have it in something that I might play it next week or next time I do a show. Episode is that this guy literally said this, right? He literally said this, that he believes that anybody that's gonna run a city the size of New York with the diversity of New York, right, should be what is the word? They should be required to go to Israel, to visit Israel, right? A Democratic candidate for mayor of New York should be required to go to New York. Shouldn't be required to go nowhere else. Shouldn't be required to go to Africa. Shouldn't be required to go to Europe. Shouldn't be required to go to Haiti. No place else, but required to go to Israel. Right? Like I said, this isn't Israel. I don't know why our politics are centered around Israel. But we know it's AIPAC. So also, I already know here, like I said before, in the last episode, he's been attacked by, and some of his ideas are outlandish, right? Not outlandish, but they're different. He's Bernie. A lot of his ideas could be coming out of Bernie Sanders' mouth. And the thing is, can we act? When the last time has Democrats won? Right? When they won for Biden. Biden was an unpopular candidate. They won for Biden. He was steady. I supported Biden because he was steady. After Trump, 4 years, a steady, established politician is what we needed. But then he couldn't get his message out and get to the people that need to hear something different. Right? And what are the Democrats doing right now? The same thing. And one of the reasons the Democrats will come out against somebody like Madami is because of AIPAC. There's a website that you want to go look at right now. It's called, or when you have time, it's called Track AIPAC. It'll tell you how much money your candidate is taking from them, and how much, if they're endorsed by him. The numbers are staggering. My candidate, I'm sorry, I live in Maryland. they don't take a lot of money, but they take money from AIPAC, right? They're I think one of them is AIPAC endorsed. But you need to know this because basically, I don't want to be called anti something. I'm anti-Zionist, but I don't want to be called anti-anything because I don't care about the religion. All I care about is this country, right? And what's good for this country. And what's good for this country is not having another country center in our politics. Is that correct? Is that how it works? Are we centered in their country? Do they worry about what we're going to do before they choose their leaders? Right? If somebody says something about America, are they called anti-American? Does it work the same way? And if it does, why? That's stupid. So basically, this guy's gonna be attacked a lot. So let's go into the second video. It's about 50 Cent. 50 Cent, get rich or die trying is his motto. That's what he did. The man is rich. He employed a lot of people, but he doesn't really. And I don't. He's petty, all that stuff. Everybody love it. I don't like it. I like his music. Him as a person, I wouldn't like him. He sold drugs to the community, and made money. And if he didn't get into what he's into now, he would have continued to sell drugs to the community. Right? All the stories I don't know what's the story he did. I guess it's Power. I don't watch the movies that he makes, right? Because he glorifies drugs. I'm trying to get through Snow. What's the Snowfall? I don't know that other story. I'm trying to get through that one. Now I did watch the Wire because it was real. It didn't glorify, right? His story seems to glorify. Power. Is that it? Power book, y'all like that? Yeah, that stuff. It glorified. I don't know. I mean, but no, it doesn't. I can't say it really glorified it, but that's the story. The story always got to be something to do with drugs. And then Tyler Perry is about black men fucking over black women. I mean, that's what y'all like to watch. I haven't watched Sinners yet because I can't. Everybody say it's good, but I need to make sure that I don't want to watch slave movies. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just me. Like I don't want to watch the stuff that we used to watch because it didn't help us. It doesn't help us. So, it takes me a long time to get to the point where I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch Sinners. People keep saying it's good. It's about vampires. So I will eventually watch that one day. Maybe. I don't know. If I get the right amount of the right strain, I may watch it. Yeah. Okay. Video number 3, I think we're on, right? We're gonna get through this. These are not supposed to be long. This is, like I said, 50 Cent. And the reason, and you'll see.
50 Cent is making headlines again, but this time it's not about music or celebrity drama, it's about politics. The rapper and entrepreneur recently took to Instagram to share his thoughts on New York's likely next mayor, Zohran Mamdani. And let's just say he's not a fan. 50 posted a clip from The Breakfast Club where Mamdani, a Democrat candidate for mayor, explained his tax plans for the city. Mamdani laid out his proposal, raising $10 billion to fund New York's economic agenda and protect the city from potential federal funding cuts. His plan: increase the corporate tax rate to match New Jersey's 11.5% and impose a flat 2% tax hike on the top 1% of earners, 2%. Those making over $1 million a year. Mamdani even called out 50 Cent by name, saying, "I know 50 Cent is listening. He's not going to be very happy about this. He tends to not like this tax policy, but I want to be very clear. This is about $20,000 a year." 50 Cent's reaction? He wasn't impressed. The rapper has a history of speaking out against high taxes and has even joked about moving out of New York in the past. With the mayoral race heating up, it looks like 50 Cent might have some more political commentary coming our way. What do you think of Mamdani's tax proposal, and should 50 Cent take his business elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
All links to all these videos will be in the show notes. So what do I think about tax policy? Tax the rich. Yes, please do. I don't know. Are they gonna feel it? I'm not rich, so I don't know. Are they gonna feel it? I know I feel it. I feel my taxes when I got paid it. when I do pay it. It's a lot. So let me say this though, right? If you're making your money off of community, should you have an obligation to that community? That's the question that I have. If you live in New York, you know it's rough. You know it's expensive. You know it's rough. My ex-wife was from New York and Brooklyn. Love the city, but it's rough. The money, like I would go see somebody's apartment and it'd be like a door, or, you know what I'm saying, like a hallway, and they're always weird, right? And it's like a closet, basically. Everything's in one room, and it's like run down. And I'm like, well, this is crazy. And like, you don't want to change that. You don't want to help that. You want just to stay the same because you make money off that, right? That's how it goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one right here, right now. So the whole thing about 50 Cent. So 50 Cent. So basically, he said he offered this the petty thing, right? It's a joke. I don't know if it's a joke. He offered the man $200 some odd thousand to leave New York, right? After he's already under attack from Trump, who's already threatened to deport him. They keep calling the man a communist. Do we understand what the word communism is? Please, do we know what it is? Look it up. Stop just throwing words around. Words have meaning. There are communists in this country, but there are no communists running for office. He's a socialist. Look up socialism. Is it a bad thing? Do you like the post office, the military, the firehouses? That's all socialism. Libraries, that's all socialism. That's doing stuff for the public good. We all pitch in. Roads, that's socialism. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I know the bro worked hard for his money, but damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to keep it? You want to help people or not? No. Okay. All right, so let's go into right now. We're gonna do this. If you like this, like, share, subscribe, share it. Please, I don't care. Please do. Like, share, subscribe. Help the algorithms. I'm not really talking about much right now. I'm not really talking about my main topic. I'm talking about current events right now. And we'll get back to the regular stuff. The good stuff later on. Last time, I think when I left off, I was talking about the philosophy of non-monogamy. And then I was going to talk about the philosophy of monogamy. And then I was going to talk about the philosophy of leadership and picking leaders, because we have a problem with those things. A leader should inspire his people. Have you been inspired over the last 6 months? Right? I think we all have PTSD. I don't think we've been inspired at all. I haven't felt inspired. Right? This is a great country. I love this country. We had a blast. Gen X, we had a blast. My daughters, I feel for them. I feel for my, I don't have any grandchildren right now. I feel for them, but I do have, my nephews have children. I fear my nephew, nieces, cousins, they have children who are babies, and they're not going to experience the same thing we experienced, right? They're not going to have the fun that we had. They have to worry about losing their citizenship. And that's another thing, the citizenship thing. We'll talk about it. All right, so thank you if you do that. So let's go on to the third video. I think I'm gonna leave the black celebrities alone, but there are problems. So for the next 3 years, listen with a grain of salt, right? They're all not for us. Very few. The stories that you hear are so weird. They're out there because they're in a different tax bracket, and then they have money and capital, and they're gonna want to protect that. It's not the same interest that we have down here. I think we're on video 3. Are we on video 3? I think we're on video 3. Nope. I'm sorry. No, we're not on video 3. Let's just play video 3 and see what it is. Nope, we're on video 4.
What is DoorDash doing funding an election? It makes no sense.
DoorDash donated $1 million to Andrew Cuomo's campaign for mayor in New York, which they've now lost with zero return on investment. But it does leave us questioning. What interest does a food delivery service have in US politics? Well, it turns out that DoorDash wanted to make the biggest contribution in the contest for mayor, to buy Cuomo's victory so that they could roll back minimum pay and workplace protections. And it gets worse. Here is how that money was spent.
Look at the little print of who's actually paying for this. This is being paid for by Michael Bloomberg,
by DoorDash and by Bill Ackman.
DoorDash funded a smear campaign against Zoran with pamphlets that spread disinformation about his radical plans to hike up fees on families.
This one says, support higher taxes and more fees on New Yorkers. I don't want to pay more taxes.
Do you make $1 million or more a year?
100% disagree.
So then your taxes are not going up. The only taxes that we are proposing are on the 1% of New Yorkers who make $1 million or more a year.
I think there are two lessons from this.
So
Firstly, try to avoid
right?
supporting companies that use their huge profits in order to pay off our politicians in the pursuit of more profit. Secondly, keep voting for political leaders that are for the people, funded by the people. We want companies to see political donations as a bad investment for their business.
So I want to say the importance of that video. The importance of that video is that so if you like Bernie, you should like Mondami, Zoran, because basically his policies are pretty much in line with his, right? They're pretty much the same or in line with. As a populist, some of it's the free buses. It may be hard to do. I don't know, but what's happening right now is not working. Whatever it is, remember, right? We had Biden won, right? Then Biden lost because whatever happened. There's something wrong with the established Democrats, right? They don't have no ideas. The policy, they don't know how to fight. They don't know how to fight. I'm gonna tell you what the established Democrats who they know who to fight or how to fight. Other Democrats. They can know how to fight other Democrats. 100%. Right? We saw it like the first time it happened with Bernie. They're going to try to do the same thing with him because his ideas don't match up with their ideas. Now, do the ideas of the Republicans, are they working? Let me ask you, have they worked? The first Trump term, this Trump term, are his ideas working? But he still won, right? And they still trying them. What's wrong with trying something different? If it's not going to hurt us as much as Trump's policies, the Republican policies, hurt us, why are you fighting to go back to what doesn't work? Is what all I'm trying to say. Is it an ego thing? Is a power? I ask questions like that, right? I already know. Is it ego? The questions I'm asking, I know the answer to. But is it ego thing, power thing? You think the way you think things should go? But if you think something is not, what's the definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same thing, expecting a change, but not. That's the definition of insanity, man. I already know because I'm a addiction. I'm a recovering addict, right? Keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. This is where we are. Fascism. Thank you, Democratic Party. I'm not Democrat. I'm independent. I'll say that proudly. I used to be a Democrat. I would love to be a Democrat. I would love to be with the party. I would love to be with winners. How about that? All right, fifth video.
All right, Trump lovers. I guess your big, beautiful bill got passed, which now is going to destroy America piece by piece by piece. There's nothing in that bill worth a damn. Not one fucking thing. That bill is designed to keep Mark Zuckerberg happy. That bill's also
I'm gonna talk about something else
made to make all of his billionaire friends happy. So they will continue to give him money every time he gets in trouble, anytime he goes to jail, anytime somebody wants to throw a felony on his ass. That's what this bill is for, is to keep his motherfuckers happy. And it does nothing for the middle class, the blue-collar workers out here. It does nothing for your overtime. It does nothing for your tips. Does nothing for all that shit he promised you. For you to vote for him and your dumb ass fell for it.
Misery. Misery.
Because at the end of the day, all that good fun stuff, overtime shit and all, that's done on your taxes at the end of the year if you qualify. None of that shit you're getting. They'll find another fucking loophole. But hey, Magus, this is what you wanted. I hope you got everything in that bill that you wanted, because half you motherfuckers that voted for him ain't rich. You're fucking middle class. But hey, I guess you thought he was going to leave you fucking money bags. So, Magus, you really fucked us now.
Two things I would never vote for. I would never vote for a convict. An ex-con is different, right? I might vote for a ex-con. A convicted person who never suffered consequences from his convictions, not once, right? Remember the Teflon Don was in there. He was Teflon Don, right? Until they caught him. He didn't get caught, but he kept committing crime. because he didn't get caught. So if this dude never, the current president, number 47, never suffered consequences for anything he's done, I mean never, what's he gonna do? Keep going. I got $1 billion. What I gonna lose? This is the same thing with Diddy. He kept going. If he gets out now, what are you gonna do? Keep going. I don't see how do you detect change, or how do you detect change in someone? Right? They got to go away for a while. You got to sit down and talk to them. If you come out doing the same thing, you haven't changed. And why would you trust that person again? I don't know. I mean, how do you trust somebody who did you wrong? How do you do it? I don't know. I do it. I've done it. I want to do it. I got people who I want to trust again. But I'm not going to do it until I see some actual change, though. That's how it works. So yeah, the bill might get passed. It's gonna get bad. We cannot give up. Oh, I was gonna say something. Y'all know, if you know me, you know I love Amazon. I worked for AWS when HQ2. I would tell people when HQ2 was awarded at the job I was at before, I said, oh yeah, I'm going there. I'm gonna get the job there. I'm gonna get a job over there at HQ2. I was so excited because I want to work for one of the big tech companies, which I did. And it was an interesting environment. The one thing about Jeff Bezos, what he built is beautiful. It works. It doesn't work for me though. It works because I'm not the type of person. I'm a person. I'm a worker bee. I put my head down. I work, get it done. That's a political place. You gotta get a mentor. You plan out how to get an interview. You don't work hard. And your manager says, "Hey, you know what? You deserve a promotion, a raise, whatever." You gotta get a mentor to get a raise. You gotta do documents, promotions document, and you gotta like write down everything you do outside of your job. And you gotta do things like call out problems and quantify it's just crazy. So, but it's a good environment. I get to make a lot of money. I ain't never buy another thing from Amazon at all. Never. I have so many smart speaker, Alexa speakers, Echo devices around here. It's crazy. I'm gonna sell them all, switching over to Google, because I can't be a part of it anymore. I can't be a part of. And I never say Google, right? I'm gonna switch over to Google smart speakers. I got those too. I got one of those left. I'm gonna change everything else over to Google, right? Because I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want to be in the ecosystem. I can't trust that man. I can't trust that company. The wedding, the $50 million wedding, inviting all the rich people over there, and then inviting Trump to the wedding. You know, like, what are you doing? You're not a person of the people. You got your money. You built your empire on the people, but now you want to exploit the people. I wish you luck. But I'm done. And that's hard for me to be done with Amazon. Hard. It's a sacrifice. It's a deep. Because I emptied my cart. I was getting ready. I closed my account, and luckily I know you got to do all these steps to close your account. I said, "Oh, wait a minute. I still got these Echo. I got to get rid of these Echo devices and switch everything over because my house is running. It runs on Alexa. I was getting ready to jackpot myself and have to rebuild it all back just to run those. But eventually, I'm in the process of divesting. But right now, I can find everything I buy. I could just Google it and then do Google shopping and then find alternatives to buy it or should shop local. But I'm done. You gotta make decisions, man. Either you gonna stand for something or fall for everything, and I'm tired of falling for everything. And with that, that's a wrap. I appreciate it. I hope we listen. Right, because the chances that we have to get it right are slipping away. The people we're watching right now is death. Right, the death camps are set up, and we're paying for it. Right, it's a money grab. We're paying for it. We pay someone because they're not gonna do it for free. We pay someone to set up Alligator Alcatraz. We're paying all of these people in masks. I don't know if they're federal officers. I don't know who they are. We're paying them bonus money. They're money motivated to lock up the little girl walking down the street selling ice cream. You know, we're paying them to break into people's work vans, work trucks to drag them out. They may be a citizen, maybe not, maybe here legally, maybe not. I don't know. We're paying for them to ruin farms, to close out farms. We're paying them to do this to us. Right? They all draw a check. Everybody works for the Department of Justice. They draw a check from federal funds that we are giving to them. So it's up to us. This is what you know what I'm saying? It's up to us to make better decisions. And the Democrats, I don't know what to say anymore. After I seen what's happening with New York, with the person they chose, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Jasmine Crockett, AOC, the four, Presley, all of them, they're fighting hard. Please. But the established ones, Chuck Schumer, Jeffries, Booker, look it up. Look up how much money they get from AIPAC. All right, peace. I'm out. Love you. No, I'll do something. Let's do this. Press the right button.
All right, people. We out. Choose love. Every time. Things will work out.
Leave love.
Right, peace.
Peace.
See you next week.
Love you. I got a button. I clicked the button. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. All right. I'm not elevated.